Hello, dear friends. I'm coming to you from Slovenia. And before I say anything else, I just want to say I think it's important, especially at this time, to stay positive, to stay focused on a positive result, to stay optimistic. And so, whatever I'm going to say, my intention is definitely not to spread fear. My intention is to point out to the truth, basically, which can be uncomfortable and can make people afraid, but I think it's a necessary process to go through this. So I want to talk about 9/11 and the possible connection to the current crisis of Covid-19. And as you all know, many people believe that there's more to the 9/11 story than we have been told by our authorities, by the mainstream media. And I really don't want to go into the details of these, what the mainstream media calls conspiracy theories. So I'm going to put some links below. I know some people watching this probably still believe the mainstream narrative, or maybe you're on the fence. And even if you think these are totally wild theories and, all the people that believe them are crazy, at least, take an hour of your time and just take a look what all these crazy people think. So in a nutshell, the main conspiracy theory believes that attacks on 9/11 were organized and executed by certain elements of the establishment of the government, military, and so on, run essentially by a secret organization, a cabal, if you want, in order to achieve certain political goals. Now, this idea that a ruler, an authority, would organize a certain event, manufacture a certain event in order to achieve political goals, this is something that I think we all have to admit. This is something that happened throughout the history, that events were manufactured and created in order to further a certain agenda, which is what some people call problem, reaction, solution. So you manufacture the problem, you then get the kind of reaction, which is usually based in fear or anger from the public, and then you offer the solution, which is your agenda, which is why you created the problem in the first place. So if you look at 9/11, you create the problem, right? You blow up the buildings, you say this was done by a terrorist group, Osama bin Laden, and now we're all under threat, so that's the problem. And also we have to revenge what happened. And then you get the reaction from the public, save us, do something. And then you've got the solution. And the solution in this case was invading all these countries. First Afghanistan, because Osama bin Laden is there. And then other countries, right? Iraq, then it went into Libya, it went into Syria. And on top of that, or even probably more importantly, you've got the Patriot Act, a total game changer in the way that people were thinking about their personal freedom and about the Bill of Rights, their civil rights. So from the point of the establishment of the cabal, if you will, you achieve a consolidation of power, a huge consolidation of power, right? So the people who are saying, well, but why would anyone do that? Well, just look at the results. Look at the solution. The solution will tell you why. The solution will tell you the agenda. And the fact, if we believe these conspiracy theories, for the sake of the argument, the fact is that if these things are true, they have not yet been exposed. So we can only assume that the same organization, the same people even, that orchestrated 9/11 are still in places of power. And given everything that happened after 9/11, they actually might have more power than they had then. But I'd like to point out to another thing. So let's say the conspiracy theories about 9/11 are true. Two things also need to be true. The first thing is there would have to exist an organization that would have the ability to do it, the means to do it. So there would have to be basically a secret society, a secret organization, a secret cabal that would have its people on top of the government, military, all the intelligence community, definitely media, and probably elsewhere, so that they could even organize this kind of an event and then cover it up for the next 19 years. And the second condition is that these people would have to be absolutely ruthless, have no moral scruples at all, right? Anything goes. I mean, if you can kill thousands of your own people and then subsequently kill millions of people by attacking those countries, then obviously there are no constraints. You can do anything. So if these theories are true, these are the kinds of people that we're dealing with, you know. They don't have a problem with killing any number of people in any way. I just want to point that out. So coming to the current crisis of 2020, Covid-19, is it possible that it's another manufactured event, orchestrated in order to achieve a certain agenda? Is it possible that it's only a pretext, as some people refer to 9/11, a new Pearl Harbor, right? You need a big event in order to make a big move in your agenda. So is it possible that the current crisis is such an event? Well, let's look at problem, reaction, solution, right? So you've got a problem. You've got, this alleged pandemic, which is the threat to humanity. Anyone could die, millions could die, including you. So that's the problem, right? And then you scare people into a reaction using mainstream media, repeating these things over and over and over and over again, making them afraid. So people, again, they expect their government in their reaction to do something about it, save us. And then you've got the solution, and this is really key, right? Because if you look at the solution, then you can see the agenda, or at least part of the agenda. So what is the solution? Well, you've got the lockdowns, which I think everyone is aware will totally wreck the economy, especially small and medium businesses. You've got a total loss of civil liberties, including our most basic liberties, like free movement, free assembly, in many countries free speech. You've got proposals, mainstream proposals, that everyone wear some kind of traceable wristband, a Bluetooth wristband, so that everyone can be followed around if we do leave our house, so that if we meet anyone and if later it comes out that we were or somebody was infected with this virus, that we can quarantine people immediately, right? So following people around, taking all of their privacy. Then you've got proposals for and not just proposals, but in some countries there are already laws for forced vaccinations, and Bill Gates is all over the place with his vaccination programs. And you've got people like Gordon Brown, the former Prime Minister of UK, suggesting, this was less than a week ago, that the solution to this problem, since it's a global problem, the best solution would be to implement some kind of a global government. Wow, where did you hear that one before, huh? So what I'm saying is these proposed solutions could give us an idea of what the agenda is and why, if this is in fact the case, the whole thing was manufactured. And my personal opinion is that these people will not succeed. They might be succeeding for a while. It might look as if they're going to succeed, but ultimately I really believe that this crisis will eventually become their final downfall. That's what I truly believe. Okay, so that's all I wanted to say. If you like this content, I invite you to share it, to help this information reach more people. Everything helps: sharing, liking, commenting, subscribing. Everything helps. And if you're one of those people who think this cannot be true because it's too big, like they could not ever possibly lie about something so big, let me just give you a quote by Joseph Goebbels. He was the propaganda minister in Nazi Germany. He said, if you want people to believe you, you need to make the lie big enough, and you need to keep repeating it. The lie needs to be big enough, the bigger the better, and keep repeating it, keep repeating it, keep repeating it. And that's exactly what they're doing. Okay, take care, stay safe, and ciao.